So I've been mentoring a few junior devs lately, and there's a pattern that I can't simply ignore. They're relying on AI way too much. Look, I get it. Tools like Cursor, Copilot, and Claude make you feel like you're some kind of super dev. You can describe what you want and suddenly it's there in a clean, formatted, working way. Yes, it can be addictive, but that instant power comes with quite a downside. The more AI does for you, the less you will actually learn. And that's a problem a lot of juniors don't really see coming. When I started out, learning meant being frustrated. You Googled, you debugged, you read the documentation until your eyes hurt. Yes, it was painful, but that pain taught you how to think. Now there are AI shortcuts that skip that entire process. Juniors can just type prompt, get the answer, and then move on. There's no debugging, there's no exploration, and there's no asking why. It feels fast, but it's just hollow progress. The problem-solving muscles that make you a real engineer, they're never going to get exercised. And once you stop building that skill, it doesn't just stagnate, it reduces by quite a bit. This is where things really start to show. You'll see junior developers writing code that looks right, but when you ask them why they wrote it that way, they can't really explain it. That's what people are calling vibe coding these days. The code runs fine, AI says it's fine, so let's just trust it, right? Except that's not really engineering. That's just trusting the vibes. And when you build entire features on top of these vibes, the moment something breaks, no one knows why. Here's the catch. AI doesn't always understand your code base. It doesn't know the edge cases or the business logic without the full context. It then just guesses. Sometimes it can be right, but sometimes it can be catastrophically wrong. A senior developer can smell this kind of nonsense immediately, but a junior dev, they'll just assume the AI knows what's best, and that's how bad logic can end up in production. So now you've got a new generation of developers who aren't writing bugs, they're just deploying. So AI also has another flaw. It loves to be verbose. You'll ask for a simple helper function, it then spits out 20 lines of nonsense, and then when you tell it to shorten it, it just writes it in the same thing in 2 lines. So yes, it can be concise, but it doesn't do it by default. Issue is that juniors can't really tell the difference. They just see a wall of working code and assume, okay, that's what good looks like. Over time, they then absorb these bad habits. And then the result is that we have bloated code bases written by developers who never actually needed to think about the simplicity of it. Here's the part that really worries me though. When you take the AI away, a lot of new developers just freeze. They don't remember the syntax. They don't know where to start a function. They don't even try to debug. They just go back to the AI. And that's the trap. It feels like you're being productive, but it's actually a dependency. And if you can't really code without an assistant, are you really coding at all? To be clear, I'm not anti-AI. I use it too. It's amazing for boilerplate, for testing, refactoring code. Here's the difference. I know when to stop and think for myself. Remember that AI should be a tool. Use it after you've tried to solve the problem, not before. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.